Mark, how did you find Carnivore?
I started through investigating solutions to my health problems, which were related to being pre-diabetic. I started doing low carb diets, um, and then kind of did those on and off for a bit. I did some keto, and then carnivore kind of came up in my YouTube channel feeds. I guess the algorithm um, prompted it to come up for me, and I started reading about it and watching videos about it. And I eventually decided to give it a try, and that was about 18 months ago, and I've been on it ever since.
So, I guess having been on it ever since, I guess you saw better results than when you'd been doing keto or low carb.
Yeah, I mean, for me, doing keto and low carb were not sustainable. So people say to me a lot when I tell them I'm doing carnivore now, they say, "Well, that's not a sustainable diet." But for me, what I found was that any diet which involves the consumption of carbs leads to eating more carbs and eating more sugar. So the only long term solution I think was to cut sugar out completely and the carbs included, because carbs turn to sugar. So when I was doing low carb, I noticed a lot of health benefits, and my symptoms that I was having at the time were improving. But there was always the temptation to kind of eat more um, bread, eat some potatoes, maybe have like a bit of ice cream every now and then, and that leads to having a bit more ice cream the next day, and then the day after, and eventually it just goes back. Well, for me, it just went back to eating more and more carbs, and then being back to where I started, really. So I guess it's an addiction to sugar, which is at the root of everything for me. And if you treat it like an addiction, then it kind of makes sense. I mean, you can be on low carb, but for me, there's always a temptation to be sort of to have a cheat every now and then. Um, yeah, so I guess being carnivore kind of eliminates all of that and
Right.
takes away those temptations. I mean, I'd be lying if I if I said I when I'm hungry and I see like some cake or something, it doesn't look tempting now, but it's not. If I'm satiated, if I've eaten a meal, then it's not like that at all. I don't crave any sugars or anything like that. I guess I mean I'm not the kind of person that can just have a little bit of ice cream and enjoy it and then be satisfied. No, that's not how my taste buds work. Or like have three biscuits and then put the packet back in the cupboard and be happy with that, because I'll just end up eating the whole packet. I mean, um, yeah, so
Yeah, I
that's
think
how
we're
things
very
work.
similar in that regard. Yeah. There's no just one of anything, it's like when it comes to carbohydrate anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so over the 18 months, how has carnivore impacted your health?
Well, I mean, it's kind of it's reversed the problems that I had pre-diabetes. I had a fatty liver, so I guess it's. I mean, I haven't really had any of those problems in these 18 months. But I guess the difference is now that I'm not constantly thinking about um, sticking to the diet. It's easy to do. It's not something I generally think about on a day to day basis. So it's just easier for me to live like this now.
Yeah. Have you found that you've got kind of clearer thinking, better sleep, that kind of thing, as a result of whether it's when you first started low carb or when you transitioned to carnivore?
It's hard to tell. I mean, the sleep thing has been a bit of an issue for me. When I first transitioned to carnivore, I slept like a baby, and then I guess after about 6 months, I noticed that I was having a bit of disrupted sleep. And what I found is that because I take electrolytes, I up my intake of magnesium, and that seems to be uh, helping things. But if I don't take enough magnesium, I find that my sleep becomes disrupted again. Um, but yeah, I mean, generally my sleep is pretty good on carnivore. I
Yeah.
mean, I drink lot of coffee as well, which probably doesn't help.
Right. Um, so what does a typical day look like for you as far as eating is concerned?
So I'll probably get up, I'll have a coffee first thing, and then I'll probably have a steak and some eggs and bacon, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 hours after I wake up, and then I'll have some burgers or something in the evening with some more eggs. Um, so yeah, I don't really think about the amount of time between meals, but it's 2 meals a day usually. So yeah, I guess, but sometimes I'll eat 8 p.m. and then not eat again till 2 p.m. the next day. But I won't think about it as being like however many hours fast. It's just I just eat like
Yeah, it's
whenever.
quite freeing to be in a position where you're not thinking constantly about food anymore, you know? It's like you can wake up and think, "Oh," and just kinda get on with your day without having to eat anything, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So have you had any reaction from family or friends to the way you're eating, like?
Only the things that people say. Yeah, it's not sustainable. You need fiber. The usual kind of things that people say. I mean, I guess it's becoming more known about now. So people, when you say you're carnivore, people generally know what it is more these days, I find, than maybe a few years ago. But yeah, it's the usual things like you need fiber, you're going to get scurvy, or um, you know, you're going to have a heart attack from eating all that meat and fat.
Yeah, but, I mean, as far as you're concerned, the last 18 months, you're feeling better than you have previously?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, how has it impacted you day to day as far as, like, with work and stuff like that?
Well, I find it's okay. I mean, I can make like uh, a a short rib kind of lunch. So I'll cook half a kilo of short ribs, and then I'll eat half of it, and then the rest I'll put in the fridge, and I can take out with me the next day. So, or I'll eat if I'm out and about. I'll go and get some burger patties from Five Guys or McDonald's or Shake Shack, and have them with bacon. So yeah, that's generally what I do most of the time. The only problem is, uh, I guess, restaurants. If like friends messaging me saying, "Well, we've organised a meal at this restaurant," I know it's going to be a hassle probably, and I have to like email the restaurant beforehand and have it in writing that they're going to be able to cook a steak or something without any oils. Otherwise, I've turned up to places and they've said, well, we don't cater for that. Um, so yeah, that's the only thing that's not very practical. And going on holiday as well is you have to do a lot more planning. I've only been on one holiday, but that I couldn't just book a hotel or do something like all inclusive. I had to find somewhere self catering and then try and find places that do cook meat where you can see them cooking the meat.
Right. And did you find that was like when you went on holiday, did you find that was kind of um like really problematic, or you were just like, oh, whatever, I don't mind doing it myself?
Well, yeah, I mean, I went to Spain, so Spain is pretty good for meat anyway. So, uh, yeah, I mean, it was just a case of I couldn't uh, just think I'm going to forget about food and just eat out all the time. Yeah, it was just a bit more of bit more work involved. But I managed to stay carnivore while I was on holiday. I mean, I suppose you could just say I'm going to let it relax my what I say I want for a week or two or whatever, and go back to it when I get back. That's another option. I'm sure many people do that as well. Yeah,
Yeah, I know that kind of thing works for some people, but there's also certain personality types like me who would be like, "Oh, I'll just relax for a little bit," but then you can't unrelax.
yeah, yeah.
So, like, this stage, you feel like this is the way you're just gonna go moving forward?
But yeah, I don't see what else I can do. I know what will happen if I go back to like eating like the small amount of carbohydrates. Um, and that there's only one direction that goes in, and it ends with me sitting on the couch with an empty packet of biscuits and just so um, yeah, I don't see myself not doing this for forevermore, really.
Yeah. As you talk, I just everything you say feels like you're describing me. Like, sitting on the couch with the empty packet of biscuits, and the only thought I've got in my mind is, "Where's the other packet of biscuits?"
Yeah.
That's good. Have you had anyone talk to you about, like, "Oh, this looks good, I wanna give it a try?"
um, well, I've had people that have done. I've known people that have done keto and then gone back to the normal diet. I guess what we have in the UK is uh, five portions of fruit and veg and uh, some some meat in the day, and then combined with some lager or wine um, in the evening. So that I know people that have sort of dabbled in keto and then gone back to it, and I know that if they're having health problems, and I've said to them, carnivore. I reckon carnivore will fix that. um, but I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, it can't. I see when I see people on medication that the doctor's giving them for stuff they've got. It kind of annoys me that doctors are just prescribing uh, these medications, which I know can have some pretty serious side effects. And yeah, I do kind of feel a bit. Um, I don't know. It kind of upsets me when I see people suffering with health problems that I know, and I just think if you just tried this, then you you would see what difference it makes. But yeah, I mean,
So you
everyone's on their own journey. Everyone has to
mm.
figure these things out themselves.
So you're not on any meds now?
No, I've always kind of been skeptical about medication. The last time I was prescribed something was for my acid reflux, and I went to this ENT place, and the doctor gave me these PPI tablets. I took them once, and I was just so ill, and I thought I'm not taking these. But these tablets were just like designed to lower your stomach acid, and from what I understand, that is not a solution because your stomach acid is meant to be quite strong, and just lowering the acid isn't addressing the problem, the underlying issue. It's just making it might make the acid less strong if it does come up, but it doesn't fix the problem. So I'm um, kind of skeptical about a lot of doctors.
So, if a friend came to you and said, "Okay, I'm ready to start carnivore. Tell me what to do, Mark." What advice would you give them?
Just go into it slowly reduce your carbs, but know that um, if you eat, you can still eat carbs for a bit, but understand that it's a temporary phase, and you should be cutting them then gradually, and take your electrolytes, which I didn't do for the first week, which was a mistake.
Yeah. Nice. So, Mark, if people want to reach out to you, do you have any way of getting in contact? Do you have any social media or anything?
I'm on YouTube, Megatron Man. I'm on Instagram, Megatron Man 2012. I also have a rock band that I'm the singer in, called Hot Work Permit. Um, so I'm on all those things.
No worries. I'll link to all of those in the show notes. Thank you so much for coming on, letting us know how things are going. I really appreciate your time.
Cool. Thanks, Dave. It's been a pleasure.